There is now a steady coin worth more than $231 billion, 0 cents. More than 10 million are sent every month now. More than 25 million addresses are live, and more than 100 million people hold them. They keep getting bigger and bigger, which is crazy. These numbers will go up 10 times in the next few years because fixed coins aren't going away. You know, if you think this is crazy, I can tell you right now. In fact, big players in the world, like the Federal Reserve, are making them go faster. As we think about the Federal Reserve, we also wonder what their plan is. We know they want to use safe coins, but is there a plan to use Ripple with Zero to connect to R0 US? Let's talk about that. First, let's look at what's been going on. Stablecoins have been around for a few weeks now. Some time ago, Sam Broner from 16Z wrote that the last month was one of the most important in the history of payments. This month, safe coins were first used by fintech. A new on-chain system is being built from scratch by traditional payment companies. I talk about the most important business news and what I think it means. The dates are May 7th through May 8th. There are now stablecoin bank accounts on Stripe, along with stablecoin linked ramp cards and stablecoins that can be changed to fit your needs. MoneyGram then showed off its stablecoin cash on and off ramp services in more than 70 countries on the 7th. Coinbase will start the X42 standard for stablecoin payments on the internet on May 6th. Also said on May 6th that it would be working with a bank to build stability for coins. MasterCard and Visa are putting out stablecoin link cards on April 28th and 30th for everyday payments. This is because steady coins are taking over once more. Visa or MasterCard, April 23rd. PayPal gives a 3.7% return on money sent through PayPal and Venmo in USD. Circle will connect big banks all over the world to the Circle Payments Network on April 21. Circle plans to go public on the New York Stock Exchange on April 1. As I already said, steady coins aren't slowing down. In fact, they're going faster every day. Every other week, there is more and more news about safe coins. It's crazy that the US doesn't even have laws about stable coins yet. They're still being worked on. The real game will begin as soon as the US has stablecoin laws. We might think, wow, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. No, not at all. If stabby coins are made legal in the US, this amount will go up to about 2 billion, 300 million. We, in a very short time, laws won't just support stablecoins, they will also allow them to be used and integrated into the. It just makes me think of the Federal Reserve, since we know that in April, Jerome Powell said he supported stablecoin legislation and even predicted that the digital asset space could use a lot. He also said that stablecoin legislation would be good for the US in general and would help stablecoins. But let's think about this again. By the way, I have the video clip and I'm going to play it now. When we think about this, we also think about what the Federal Reserve is planning with stablecoins. I'll talk about that soon. First, let's pay close attention to this movie scene. Check it out. How likely do you think it is that they will get better rules? What are the risks that could come from that for the system? For a couple of years, failure scams and other bad things were all over the news. At the same time, we were working with Congress to try to get a legal basis for stablecoins, which would have been a good place to start. It looks like you saw that now. What we did didn't work out. I think things are changing and that whole area is becoming more popular. Congress is once more looking at a plan for a set of rules that will protect stablecoins. This is being looked at by both the Senate and the House. If you know what's in it, that could be a good idea. We need that right now. There isn't one. And stablecoins are the kind of digital offering that a lot of people might like. The way they protect customers should be normal. That's what the House and Senate are working on, which is good. Then I think that some of us and other bank inspectors were also pretty strict with the rules and laws we set up for banks. Some of them were even more traditional. It'll be a little less strict, and we'll try to do it in a way that keeps things safe, while also letting and supporting the right kind of innovation. Again, though, it does so in a way that doesn't put people in danger in ways they don't understand or make banks less safe. The crazy thing is that the person he's talking to is an advisor on the advisory board for Ripple. This is where Ruhar Rajan is. He was the head of the Reserve Bank of India and an economist at the IMF in the past. Besides that, for more than 10 years, he has been a well-known businessman. He served on the board of the Bank for International Settlement at different times. This guy is very well known in the business world. He is now on Rod's advisory board. One of the most well known is Sheila Bair, who works for the FIC and was the first chair of the Systemic Risk Council. There are also people here who used to be first vice president, chief operating officer at the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston. Guys, it's crazy how many names are linked to RLUSD. We also know that Ripple has a long history of strong ties with the Federal Reserve. Let me get Michael Barr to see this. His job at Ripple was to help people. We were told he would be in charge of the Federal Reserve as early as 2022. We also checked out the Federal Reserve's website to find out more about how to, in order to make payments better, they formed the U.S. Faster Payments Council. This group was announced at a time when they were looking for better ways to handle payments. It's also clear that the Faster Payments Council only wants faster payments when we look at what they want. In general, they want to make sure that all of the banks are up to date, which can be done with certain technology. Yes, digital goods, digital money, DALT, and blockchain are all changing the way the U.S. Faster Payments Council is a part of this. What's even cooler is that Ripple and the U.S. Faster Payments Council worked together on a world survey in 2023 that showed useful information about how payments are made around the world. It is possible to pay with blockchain. Payments and the blockchain aren't just words. If we look at this more closely, it's losing real value. 77% of leaders we surveyed say they believe blockchain is good for customers. Being open and saving money are seen as benefits more and more. People are interested in both local business-to-business transactions and transactions that take place across countries. Blockchain payments can be used in many ways. A lot of different choices are being looked at by leaders to see which use cases got the most attention in our poll. There are still some worries about Bitcoin payments, even though many people are excited about them. The main things that worry people are clear jobs, changing prices, and the business growing, growth in the law, and the market is getting more developed as more people buy into it. It's important to be sustainable and efficient. As blockchain technology changes, people worry about how it impacts the earth and how much energy it needs. People care a lot about the environment and think it's important for blockchain protocols to use little power. As our study shows, the Faster Payments Council is a big group, which we now know. Next, we will talk about the people who ran it. But take a quick look at this study from Ripple and the U.S. Faster Payments Council to see what they mean. The World Economic Forum says that 20 world leaders now put a lot of weight on blockchain technology.